What made Miss Delight the terrifying monster she is today? Transforming the sweet teacher at Playcare to a flesh-hungry nightmare chasing you throughout the schoolhouse. Hidden secrets inside the game give us clues to her origin story. From finding new Easter eggs on her model to never-before-seen developer code. Can we finally reveal who Miss Delight was before her transformation? When first entering the school, Ollie tells us that phone communication is blocked inside the classrooms. Our connection with him gets cut off as he's warning us,
"There's someone else in there too! They're not yours!"
While Ollie's warning led many to believe that Catnap would be lurking in the shadows, we're greeted by a new voice after passing the first gate.
This is Miss Delight speaking. Please excuse the interruption. Students, remain in your seat until the bell has rung. And no going in the halls without a hall pass.
Miss Delight addresses the school as if everything is normal, with students still there actively learning. But her tone changes as she recognizes us, slowly revealing her unhinged nature.
Wait, I recognize you. Yes, I remember. You used to work here. How are you? Alive. Barb? Oh. Barb says you're looking for your co-workers. Catnap wouldn't like that you're here. You should leave. For your own safety.
The Barb she's talking to isn't a person, but rather a weapon she made inside the schoolhouse, assembled out of a broken ruler, twine, and colored pencils. This weapon is credited with Miss Delight's survival locked inside the schoolhouse after the Hour of Joy. To our knowledge, there were at least 8 other clones of Miss Delight inside Playcare who helped teach the children, often referred to as Miss Delight's sisters. In the Hour of Joy VHS tape, we see an employee running away from 8 of the sisters, with the last Miss Delight barely appearing out of the frame. What happens after the Hour of Joy is documented through notes scattered across the classrooms by the last Miss Delight. The first few weeks following the massacre, the teachers started getting wary of each other.
There is only silence in this school. I don't think any of us here know what to do with it. The hallways without the children carry even the smallest sounds as if they were shouts. The other teachers and I startle each other constantly. We'll have to get used to it. Something locked the front door this morning. We haven't been able to open it.
The remaining teachers were locked inside the schoolhouse, meaning someone or something was trying to keep them from escaping. Not only that, but this entity was also observing them, as Miss Delight notes that
I heard a knock at the door today. I heard it breathing. Whatever it was, it wouldn't speak when called out to. I spent hours after it went silent wondering if this was what locked us in here. I've made a weapon of sorts, pencils and rulers and tape and twine. I've taken to calling it Barb. It's crude. But if that door opens, I need to be ready.
Barb was originally made to protect from the mystery outside the schoolhouse. Our Miss Delight was trying to be a hero to the other teachers, acting as a protector, but they didn't quite see it in the same light.
No food for days. The others argued with me over what was left. They started glaring, judging. They blocked the kitchen doorway with their bodies. I think they've singled me out to die first.
Being left alone with nobody to turn to, Miss Delight entered a state of psychosis. She used Barb as a coping mechanism, creating an imaginary companion to talk to, share feelings with, and pretend someone was listening to her. But as the weeks passed by, Miss Delight entered a frenzied state of hunger, and a barbaric side was revealed by the imaginary words Barb spoke to her.
The pit in me howls for food. I can't think about anything other than how hungry I am. Barb speaks to me though. She gives me strength. I've found that if I stand still, completely still, everyone thinks I'm dead. Barb says I need to eat, and that the other teachers would never see me coming, anything to stop the howling.
After repairing the generator, Miss Delight appears from the side door and destroys it using Barb. She then locks onto us as her target, but she won't chase you if you're looking right at her. This is a tactic she learned in the previous letter.
If I stand still, completely still, everyone thinks I'm dead.
This allows the player to closely examine Miss Delight, seeing her broken porcelain shell revealing a fleshy, human-like anatomy. If you slow down her jump scare, there's even further proof she's human by looking at the inside of her mouth. The Bigger Bodies experiments run by Playtime Co. weren't just children turned into toys, but also adults. One of the most shocking examples was Subject 1199, a tiny brawn doll that had the internals of 59-year-old Thomas Clark placed inside of them. It's likely that Miss Delight and her sisters were all created as bigger body experiments, a cost-effective way to scale the employee count at Playcare while eliminating wages. Exploring out of bounds areas in the game, an unused model of Miss Delight can be found next to her ruined counterpart. This model has distinct differences such as missing rosy cheeks, patterned clothing, and realistic hair. This normal version of Miss Delight was later removed in game patches, but leftover code gives us clues as to what the original Miss Delight model may have been used for. The in-game name for the model is simply listed as School Toy, meaning that at the time Miss Delight wasn't even a named character. She had no bones or rigging, meaning that she wasn't even animated in the game. However, she does have code that allows her to move similar to the final version of Miss Delight we see, with specific functions meant to detect when the player is looking at her. The hidden files are from the Blockout development, meaning early remnants of game creation that might not be considered canon by the developers, but there is one important clue left inside Miss Delight's original material files referring to the words Lambert and Blinn. On Miss Delight's weapon, Barb, is a name tag with cursive writing that seemed illegible at first. Many speculated that the name tag spelled Carmen, while the lettering itself actually reads L-A-M-B-H, matching closely to the word Lambert. Tracing the origin of these two words back to their German ancestry, with Lambert's German roots meaning bright land and Blinn being the translation for blind, gives us further insight into the origin of Miss Delight. In the pre-release version of Chapter 3 sent to content creators, Miss Delight chased you down whenever the lights were off, rather than when you had your back to her. Interpreting both the name D-Light as without light and her German name of Bright Land Blind as somebody blinded when it's bright, it's possible that Miss Delight was originally a German teacher who volunteered or was forced into participating in the Bigger Bodies experiment. No matter her past, long after the hour of joy, she couldn't contain her desire for food any longer.
Not a good listener, are you? You're a lot like the other humans in that way. I wonder if your screams will sound like theirs too. I look forward to finding out.
Miss Delight's broken face may have come from an altercation with the other sisters, or perhaps she did it herself. The original Miss Delight had a wide grin that likely prevented her from opening her mouth all the way to consume children or flesh. A desperate Miss Delight may have used Barb to smash her own face in, allowing her original human teeth access to consume as she desired.
I'm so sorry. I had to eat. I had to survive. I ate them. I had to.
After finishing off the remaining sisters, she was greeted by the mysterious entity outside the door.
The door opened today, and I heard something enter my hall. Together, Barb and I found Catnap waiting. All this time. All this agony. It was he who locked the door. I know it. I wanted to kill him, but I knew better than to believe I could. He seemed oddly glad to see I was all that remained. We made a deal. We take care of each other now. Report what we see to the other and to him.
With Miss Delight and Catnap coming to a truce under the prototype's control, one would think they might work closely together. Instead, Miss Delight was left to patrol the school grounds all alone, as Catnap didn't completely trust her. The last message we get from Miss Delight is on an unnamed videotape hidden inside the schoolhouse. This video starts mid-conversation, with a crazed Miss Delight talking to herself, recalling past questioning of either Catnap or the prototype.
Where are the kids? Please, where are the children? Are they in the same place as the employees?
No.
Are the children safe?
Yes.
Oh. Can I see them?
No.
And that was it. That's all he'd tell me. Probably because he knew I'd kill them all.
Miss Delight isn't trusted by any of the Playtime experiments, similar to Subject 1199, who was rejected for not being a child by the other toys. With no sympathy left to save the students in Playcare, Miss Delight became void of all humanity. Perhaps she was always this way, as even her cardboard cutout has suspicious lines talking about human organs and intestines.
Did you know that there are 60,000 miles of blood vessels in the human body? For comparison, the Earth around the equator is almost 25,000 miles!
The outer shell of Miss Delight's body was keeping the barbaric side at bay, and once destroyed, she turned into the monster we found in Playcare. Even though we defeated Miss Delight, it's pretty likely we'll encounter a part of her in the final chapter of the game. When returning to the maintenance hallway, we find her body has disappeared, most likely stolen by the prototype, similar to Mommy Longlegs in Chapter 2. For now, we won't know if she's being saved or dissected for the remaining flesh and bones to build something bigger. Maybe we'll see 1006 with a giant barb weapon at the bottom of the Poppy Playtime factory. Leave your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.